All right, everyone, welcome back to BBB Sharing. We are in the Ignite Sparked by BBB podcast studio with Barry Moore and Mike Watkins. Make sure to follow us on social media if you haven't already. But today we're going to have an interesting conversation. Barry's going to do most of the interrogating, just kidding, Q&A. And Mike is going to answer Barry's question. I'll put some input in there as well. So Barry, go ahead.
Yeah, Mike and I known each other and of each other for many years, and he comes out of an industry that I wish I went into. I wish I was like Mike and John Carrio in the hospitality, the restaurant or hotel industry. So, Mike, introduce yourself and tell us about your time at the hotels.
Great. Thank you, Barry. My name is Mike Watkins. We have lived in Chesterfield County, Midlothian area since 1988. And I came here with the group that had what was originally known as the Holiday Inn Coger Center.
Mm-hmm.
I spent 32 years in that building. In 2000, from 1988 to 2013, it was a Holiday Inn. We expanded it a couple of times. And then in 2013, we sold the hotel to Shameen Hotels, who on the day of the closing of the sale converted the hotel to a Hilton franchise. So it is now known as a DoubleTree Hotel.
Mm-hmm. Now, I had asked you, I forget if you're the guy. I remember Charlie Daniels when he played out in Powhatan. He stayed at that hotel. At the car dealership we were sponsoring, I picked Charlie Daniels up and a couple of his guys. Was that you? Were you managing there when Charlie Daniels was there?
I'm not sure when he stayed, but I was there from 1988 to 2020, and of course COVID took me out of it.
It was 2010 or 2011. Clyde Childress had put it on. He was a big Rotarian. But did you meet any crazy people at that hotel? I'm going to tell you a story shortly. But did you have any crazy stories from that hotel?
Oh, there's a whole lot of them. Some you can talk about publicly.
Yeah, this is public. This is public.
But, no, the hotel business is a fun business.
Sure.
Sometimes people get a little carried away when they're out of town and away from family and friends. But all in all, I mean, we were a large conference center. We were the second largest hotel in the Metro Richmond area in terms of square footage of conference space. And so we were able, obviously that was our bread and butter, the conference business. So we had a lot of different types of people in for various reasons. We did anything and everything from educational conferences with the state to corporate conferences and retreats. One of the events we did for probably 25 years was the International Tattoo and Arts Festival, which brought people in from all over the country. There were actually a few years they brought tattoo artists in from Asia.
Wow.
As well as England, just to do nothing but tattoos for the guest.
I don't see any on your arm. You didn't get them done?
No, they offered to do them, but
I'm sure they did. I'm sure they did. Just so you know, true disclosure, I love telling this because I think I'm really cool. I've got 3 tattoos. Did you know that?
No.
And I can't show you where it is because I had
You
prostate.
did?
I did. So my daughter, I never even showed my daughter. When you have prostate cancer, you got any cancer if you're going to get so I had surgery, but then I had got it again, and you get radiation, and then they tat you. And I didn't know this in 3 marks. It looks like an ink stain.
Oh, wow.
And I have them in places that you wouldn't go walk around and share them. And so my daughter's never seen them either, but I like saying that I got inked at least once. But anyway, did you run the club downstairs too? Visions.
Yes, that was part of the hotel.
Here's a crazy story. When Tony Stewart, he came to the car dealership, we had paid him, I think it was 10 grand to come meet. He's driving Pontiac. And he signed autographs, and it was cool. We had 400 or 500 people. He was the rookie of the year that year. And when he was running at Richmond, we were taking him back to the campground because they sleep in their trailer at the racetrack, especially when they're brand new. And we were taking him back, and I said, "Hey, Tony, how about a quick dinner?" And his agent from Rigid Tools and his friend from Rigid Tools, rather, his agent and his airplane pilot shaking her head in the Yukon, saying, no. And he's saying, yeah, let's go get dinner. So we went on Midlothian tour. He goes, I said, what do you want? Mexican. Think about this, Mexican. Thursday, he's going to run on Saturday night under the lights. We go to Mexican. So then he says, I want to go out. And the same people are going, no. Now he's not drinking, but he's looking to have fun, right? He's a rookie.
Mm-hmm.
We went to Club Visions, right? I said, I got a place for you. We went there. Mike, we walked in, there's hardly anybody there. It was early, probably like 6 o'clock, and it was nobody there. But it was race weekend. You know it's gonna get busy. And we went downstairs and we were at the bar and just talking, listening to music, and then it happened. Identity, right? People started, they're all NASCAR fans. That's Tony Stewart, that's Tony Stewart, that's Tony Stewart. And his agent said, it is time to leave this place because they were starting to mob him. I went to visit many a time, but that was the best night I ever had with Tony Stewart.
Wow.
So it's cool. But your hotel was awesome. What did you like about the hotel industry? You like to serve, obviously. If I wanted to go into that industry, what would you tell me I need to know?
Well, I mean, our business is just customer service. I mean, that's all, there were times, of course, we did multiple renovations over the years
Sure.
at the hotel. And the one thing that I used to always talk with our leadership team about is once the renovations were completed, and depending on what all we were doing, they sometimes get pretty pricey, but even the smaller ones were still in the millions of dollars.
Yep.
And I used to always say to our leadership team, we can spend all the money in the world to make the place look pretty, and we can and this will usually bring people in once, but it's up to each and every one of you and your teams based on the service levels we provide. If we've got good service and good quality, you're the ones that are going to bring them back.
Every year with a BBB for a short time now, and you've you're director of our Ignite program. But what Mike is describing, does it sound like accreditation in any form of fashion or not? And why do you think? And what's the benefit?
100%,
Yeah.
because one of the reasons, and I hear this from a lot of the accredited businesses that come in here and they talk to me on the podcast, I ask them why they want to be accredited, why they chose to be accredited. And it's because they abide by, or they want to abide by those values, and it's honesty, respect, integrity, and they want to start with truth. They want to make sure that that consumer comes back happy. They came to them because they trust them. Number one, they're BBB accredited. But number two, they had a good experience. They didn't get scammed. There was good communication with the business owner, and the result was exactly what they were asking for and exactly what the business owner said they were going to get. So there was no cutting corners, right? And well, actually, it's funny. I had an accredited business come in here today, and he's like, if I had a penny for every pretty website my customer fell for, I think I'd go, like, I wouldn't have to
retire.
work. Yeah.
Wow.
Because it's like you say, you can make the place look pretty, but are you gonna follow through with that?
Yeah. And the consumer can look for our torch that's been around for 112 years. We're a nonprofit, we're not a government agency, we have zero authority, but we are the place to start, bbb.org. And one of the things I'm excited about May 9th is good, the inaugural date, May 9th, 2024. And the Attorney General just put out a press release for us. And around the country, it's going to be known as Scam Survivor Day versus scam victimization. And scam victimization, the reason that's important for everybody to understand, we talk to seniors and what did you learn? Who's the new crowd getting scammed?
18 to 24 years old.
Yeah,
Wow.
so they're like our kids, Mike. They're getting ripped off because of these silly cell phones and iPads, and they don't listen to mom and dad anymore. That's the importance of family and family conversations, family dinners to share what we're sharing right now and segmenting and highlighting Mike Watkins and your past and who you are. You're in the community a long time, but the May 9th, the victimization, what it does to seniors especially, it depresses them when they get ripped off a romance scam, whatever. They withdraw, they get depressed because they get told by they live in senior living and the next door neighbor tells you, stupid, you're a moron, you got ripped off, she got ripped off, how stupid are you, ignorant. They get called all names and they withdraw, depressed, and or their kids say those kind of things. Mike, at sometimes they actually commit suicide. It gets that bad, our seniors. So it gets that bad. Imagine if they're on their own, they don't have any kids and they're living in senior, they're 80 years old. And so Scam Survivor Day, it's the inaugural one in 24. But I want everybody to realize that every 12 months a year, every day of the year, think about the businesses out there that are unscrupulous and not doing business the right way. Internships that are critical. Through the BBB, we do a lot of talking about internships and we train business owners how to attract, satisfy, retain employees, where to advertise for jobs, and all the above. And because I have a business background, and Evie brings the education also, she's been working in the business world since what, 3 years old? Almost.
No,
Folding napkins and silverware,
yeah,
probably.
walking under the table,
Right,
telling them they missed a
right.
spot.
You work for mom and dad.
Yeah.
At an early age.
Yes, she's been trained right, and she wants to serve, and that's the greatest part. Tell us about Ignite real quick, and let Mike know what Ignite's all about.
So Ignite is a program that was started by the CEO of the Better Business Bureau in Phoenix, Arizona, about 8 to 10 years ago.
From Brandemil, Midlothian, believe it or not, and he has my job out there.
Yeah.
But go ahead, sorry.
So his program was so successful that San Diego and Salt Lake City decided that they wanted to hop on board. He even had GoDaddy.com be a sponsor for them every single year since that first opening and showing. And now we are the first Better Business Bureau on the East Coast to have adopted the program. And the whole concept is that you'll see under the logo, it says it's a co-working and meeting destination. That is an understatement.
Wow.
Ignite is not just meeting people, not just networking, it's answering the whys in the community. So it ranges from answering serious business issues that we have today, but also a lot of the social issues that we have in the community. And you come together and you get a perspective from different people and not just a talking head. I can go to seminars all day long and Barry calls me a sponge all the time, but I'm only getting that one person's perspective. I like to learn about everybody else's experiences and perspectives too.
And that's what we do here. So it's exciting. So we hope you share the message. And all we can tell you is we are the best offense. So before you go out and buy anything, Mike, you tell your family, your kids, your grandchildren, I don't care how old they are, before they buy anything, go to a restaurant, go to bbb.org, look up and do business with accredited businesses, lawyers, doctors, funeral homes, travel agents. Everybody has the opportunity to be accredited. Not all are approved. So we vet them. So anything else? I would really, if you got 1 minute, just talk about what it was like being a dad, working retail hours like I did. What was it like? And your family grew up to be solid citizens and educated, and it's hard nowadays to be parents.
It is, especially with the requirements that parents have, not only in their work life, but also their personal life. I would say that I would begin with giving a tremendous amount of credit to our managing general partner, who owned and operated the hotel. He was the gentleman that brought me to Richmond in 1988. But he was very much into the golden rule. He believed in treating people the way he wanted to be treated himself.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how we ran our business. That's how we treated our staff. That's how we tried to treat our customers. We were very fortunate. The hotel industry, hospitality industry in general, is very much known, and you know this from your restaurant background, very much known as high turnover. We just went totally against the grain with that. When we sold the hotel in 2013 to Shameen Hotels, one of the things that Neil Amin, CEO of Shameen Hotels, had said to Vernon LaPrade, who was our managing general partner, and myself in a meeting, was he said, not only do we like the physical asset, but he said, we love the culture you guys have built under the roof. When we sold the hotel to them, our entire management operating team, all of our operating department heads, as well as our sales team, depending on when they were hired, had been with us between 15 and 25 years.
Wow.
On top of that, we had at least 8 or 10 of them who were trained to be what we call managers on duty in the hotel, so they could run the hotel in my absence. So to answer your question, Barry, I really give a lot of credit to Vernon for his leadership, and I give it to our team because that team enabled me to have a much better work-life balance than I would have ever had working for just some independent hotel group, because the industry is known to turn and burn.
Right. So finding a great employer is key. Not just chasing money, finding a culture, and with the Ignite program, that's what we're trying to highlight, and the BBB.org. So you can wrap us up, Evie.
All right. Thank you for visiting us, Mr. Watkins.
Oh, you're more than
Yeah,
welcome.
it's been great.
For listening to us rant on and on about Ignite and BBB
Okay.
and answering all of our questions. We're very grateful that you spent the time here with us. Barry, thank you for sitting in
Of
again.
course.
I would like to add one last
Yes,
closing
of course.
comment. Since I am here at the BBB. As I said, I came to town in 1988. Vernon took over the hotel in 1988. We were very strong BBB members since the day we took over. We were BBB members the entire time that, we were in business. And I actually hosted a couple of the annual events for BBB
You did.
with Barry's predecessor when he was in the leadership role. We actually hosted some annual events for BBB.
And I was on the board back then. You don't know that. And I used to attend those events. So
Okay.
they were very good.
Well, I
Yeah.
hope we did okay for
It
you.
was great. Yeah. But
So
it's
that just goes to show you that deciding to
relationships.
be
Yeah.
an accredited business through the Better Business Bureau shows that you want to uphold, like you said, those values. Have that family
Absolutely.
aspect in the
Absolutely.
industry and in the homes. And I want other people in the community to understand that.
Well, I think that's a great thing for all businesses to aspire to do is operate their businesses under the BBB motto. And I think as parents, just raising your children, raising your grandchildren, to be good, outstanding citizens, good students, good citizens, good members of the community.
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about.
Yeah. Explaining ethics to kids around the dinner table, which we don't do anymore.
Exactly.
But when we get a chance, do it. So, thanks, Ed.
Well,
With
thank you.
that,
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you. Thank you, Barry. Thank you for listening in, and make sure to follow us on Instagram and Facebook, Ignite Spark by BBB Central Virginia. And we do have a YouTube channel, BBB Central VA, so make sure to check out all of the videos that we post there. as
See us
well.
online. Yes.
And of course, always send us an email or a shout out. We love that. I'm Evie, Director of Ignite, and this is BBB Sharing.
Thank you.